Hi guys. So we are going to be doing Sister Wives for this week. We're not going to do much on top of the episode. We will maybe have a couple of announcements for the main OG episode. And I think that's it. I think by the time you get this, you should have already had Last Resort. I know it's late. But yeah, I think that's basically it. So we're gonna jump into Sister Wives right now. Okay, so Sister Wives for this week we kind of actually were texting back and forth about this, but heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. But here we go. So we'll leave the heartbreaking aspect of this to the end, and let's do the fluff stuff that we can kind of get past pretty quickly. So truly riding a bicycle or learning to ride a bicycle. I feel this. I feel her pain. I do agree that the fact that you can balance yourself on two wheels is not normal. Because I've never ridden a bike, guys. That's one of my things that I don't admit very much, but I don't give a shit. But yeah, I never did well with, it's not even just bicycles, anything that I had to balance on wheels didn't feel normal to me. So I tried, definitely tried. So I definitely understood truly in this moment. And it's anxiety. It's all anxiety ridden. I would think, just from my experiences, and it's a control thing. You need the control, and you don't really have control when trying to learn how to ride a bike. So the bike controls you. So I get it. But eventually I think, like, if she's really determined and she really wants this, either she will learn or she will give up. I took the give up strategy. So yeah, great. And then Mykelti, as we kind of already know, like these twins are almost a year old now. But she announces that she is pregnant to Isabel, who didn't know, and then announces that, oh, by the way, we're having twins. So it's great. And yeah. So nothing really I want to say there. God bless you. So yeah. And then trying to remember everything here that happened. Before we get to the good stuff. Yeah, I don't really care about Janelle and the whole planting vegetables and stuff. I get it that doing that is therapeutic. So great. There's nothing there for me to say. I'm just kind of over her always kind of being like, yeah, I don't really see me and him reconciling. Yet you were a giddy schoolgirl when he took you out to dinner for your birthday, so I'm confused, ma'am, because I think you're confused. But anyway, it is what it is there. And what else? I don't really have much else to say. Like, I know we kind of get a little bit from Sob and Robin about truly turning 12 and all of that, and I kind of tuned her out, to be totally honest with you. Because she started crying, I said, oh, I was kind of over it. And this aspect of things, again, whenever it has to do with somebody's children or child, pisses me off. So when producers ask this fucktard whether or not he has been in contact with Maddie, and he says, well, ever since Christine and the divorce, like, Maddie hasn't reached out to me. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's COVID or what. And obviously we find out from Janelle the reason Maddie doesn't talk to him, which is all fair. And he's like, I don't know why. Well, Cody, I'm going to say this again, and I've been saying this. How about you reach out to your child? Why don't you call her? Why does it always have to be about them calling you? And again, this, I get so angry about this, and maybe some people's views are different, but I'm so triggered by this because this is how some of my family treated me at any point in my life. Not even just as an adult, but also as a child. It was always expected of me to be the one to be in contact with them when I'm the child, you're the adult. You know, like I won't get into any details as to who, but that was something I struggled with for years. And it's frustrating for me to see this person constantly saying, oh yeah, like they don't reach out to me. I haven't talked to them. And it's like, well, Cody, you have a fucking phone. And you can't use that. Well, they can come to my house with Maddie because she doesn't live in the same state as you. And you could pick up your fucking phone and call your daughter, who is a mother of two, who is a wife, who probably has a busy life and a busy schedule. Not to say you don't, but you are still her father. Come on, Cody. Like this is mind-blowing to me. That pissed me off. But let's get into the bigger thing here that we're kind of stalling on. Meri. Now, it hurts my heart to see her being told on her anniversary, I'm assuming it was on her anniversary, that he doesn't want a relationship with you anymore. And for him to be so cold about it. And just distant about it. A person who you've been with since you were 19 years old, 18, 19 years old, and I understand the whole thing with her saying you promised and you didn't keep your promise about, when he apparently told that, his love for her would never change, that she's this person. Now here's what I'll say. Do people change, morph into different people? Yes. Yes, they do. That is 100% true. And I think that's particularly going to happen when you are getting married so young. But when she also says, like, if you looked at us 10 years ago, we were fine, we were happy, we were in love. And I 100% agree with her on this because going back and watching the first season of the show with all of the tension and the distance between them at that point, going back and watching that first season, I'm just like, what is this relationship? This is foreign to me. I haven't seen this relationship in forever. And he seemed to be so in love with her, and not just her, but all of his wives. And it's just, how do you so quickly change? And when he says, like, I've tried and whatever, like I told you, my mom doesn't quite see things the same way. And she thinks that maybe he did. Now, we don't know what happens behind closed doors. Maybe he did try. But I really don't think he did. And the thing is, it's like, with everything that happened that she did, I don't necessarily blame you for not wanting to try or make it work. In all honesty, despite the catfishing aspect of things, she did emotionally cheat on him. Fine. I get it. But then own your shit and tell her, I can't come back from this. 8 fucking years ago. Not now. Like, you've given her false hope the entire fucking time, and that's what pisses me off about him and about the situation. Now, do I think Mary's been living in a place called denial? Yes, I think to a certain extent, because he may not have been telling you with his words, but he was telling you with his actions. And I know that's not an easy thing to come to grips on, but once it's there, you need to look around you and see. But I also understand from her point of view how difficult that is to separate yourself from that because you're so hell bent on making this work. And I can't fault her for that. I can fault her for picking this fucking guy, but I can't fault her for that. This is all she's known for 32 years. This is the first person she's probably, I mean, maybe not the first person she's been like with in a romantic sense, but this is the first person that she's been intimate with. Her, this was the person she married. This is the person who fathered her daughter, now son. This is the person she lived her life with for 32 years. I can't imagine being with someone for 32 years and separating yourself from that. I mean, fuck, I was with someone for 4 years happily, and it was difficult to separate myself from that, even though I was the one who made the decision, but it needed to be done. And it's not easy. So I get it. And him just being so cold about it to her and saying, I don't see that. Now, I think it's great that he's being honest with her, but I feel like you should have done that 8 years ago. You should have set her free 8 years ago because you knew she wanted to make this work. You knew that she wasn't giving up on your relationship or her relationship with you. You knew this and you held on to it. And it's upsetting. And the whole thing about going to dinner or something, you have to ask Robin for permission. I think that's what it feels like. I feel like it wasn't so much about asking for permission, more so than for him to look for a way out. And I feel like he told Robin what he was planning to do, which makes it so much worse than, yeah. I feel for her. She's, like you said, you want to hug her. Uh, she maybe didn't know it then, but I'm sure she knows it now because apparently, according to my mom, I don't know if this is true, but she's with someone now. I'm so happy. I want her happiness. But, you maybe didn't know it then, but he gave her such a gift. Such a fucking gift. The best gift he could have ever given her. And that was setting her free. So, but yeah, I think that's basically it. I don't really have much more to say about this episode. Next episode, we finally hear her say that he is not worth it. Oh, I'm so excited. Next week's episode cannot come fast enough. But yeah, that's it for me for Sister Vibes.
I don't have much to say about Janelle because she's driving me insane. But this whole back and forth situation with her and Cody's like 1 minute she wants him, the next minute she's like, I don't know what the fuck I want. And I'm just like, bitch, make up your mind. At this point, really and truly, make up your mind. I can care less if you like planting, whatever the case may be. I enjoy planting. I enjoy, vegetables and planting flowers and things like that. I really do. That's something that I like to enjoy. Just when you have a green thumb, you have a green thumb, and that's something I like to do. So I get where she's coming from. But I don't care. Like, that's the least of my issues, regarding her. Like, I just don't care what she's doing in that matter. It's just, I just find that she's so indecisive on her decision. Like, come out and tell Cody that you want to divorce. You know, like, you keep saying that you had this conversation with Christine, you know, saying, I don't want to be married anymore, and da 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 da. But you're telling all these things to Christine, but you're not speaking to the right person that you need to speak to, which is Cody. So I find it very irritating and highly annoying that, she's having all these emotions, all these feelings, and all this shit, but you are not taking the necessary steps to be like, hey, let me sit down with Cody and let me talk to him and tell him how I really and truly feel. Like, you're not doing that, and that's what's irritating me. Especially like when you go over to the next episode and he's like, oh, I'm going over to Janelle's house and I can see that there's no space for me in this condo. Like, just fucking tell him. Like, oh my God. So yeah, that's what I find kind of irritating with her right now, is the back and forth, her being indecisive. It's like she's kind of tagging him along the same way how he tagged along Meri, which we'll get to that, but it's fucking ridiculous. When it comes to Christine, happy for her daughter, having twins and everything like that, it's a beautiful blessing. I'm happy. Um, I'm I can't really say much there because not much was really like to go on. I will touch a little bit on the bicycle situation with Truly. For me, as a single mother, my other half, what's it called? He, tried his part in helping out, our child. I'm just gonna put it as our child. And she was getting it and stuff like that. But I watched a couple, YouTube videos and was reading on how to, give confidence to a child and how to ride a bike. And, we got it within a day. Like, I was so proud of her. And I was proud of myself because I did it. As a single mother, I did it. I did something without, the sperm donor's help, and he never purchased the bicycle, and I taught my child how to ride a bike, type of thing. So I was very proud of myself, and I'm very proud of my child as well. Now, the snippet that they showed of Truly and Cody, very, very disturbing. I was just like, wow. Like, the way how he handled that situation with Truly, your interface and you're raising your voice at her, and that is terrifying. That is not encouraging her to ride a bike. And I guarantee you, he would never speak to Robin's children in that fucking manner. But I, I was really upset because you're getting frustrated with the child when the child is already scared. She's frustrated. You're not making her feel confident. You're not making her feel good. You're not telling her certain things that she needs to hear. You're just yelling at her. It's just like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, you don't do that. So that was a trigger. That really pissed me off. And I like how, what's his name? Matthew, if that's his name, I don't recall. That was helping her, kind of gonna get on the bike and helping her and stuff like that, and letting them know, hey, shut up. Stop talking. She doesn't need so much noise in her ear hole. In my opinion, she needs a one-on-one with who that person is again, and go somewhere else. Go to like a parking lot or something, like an empty parking lot or whatever, or a park, somewhere where there's grass or something that she can, like, if she was to fall, she's falling on grass. But just, out of sight, out of mind, where her mom and her sisters and everyone are not just bothering her and, yelling and this and that. Like, you're not helping her. And the way how Christine was just, talking to her after the fact, it's just like, oh my God, shut up. Shut up. Like, it really, really bothered me. And the way how Robin went along about, oh, Truly's 12 and next year she's 13 and, this is hard for us and da-da-da. Shut up and stop being manipulative. Like, please. Like, shut up, because you're pissing me off. And I can't stand, I just can't stand Robin and her manipulative tactics and the way how she speaks and the way how she just blames the other wives and their children. It's just like, blame yourself and also blame your husband. Blame the person that you're sleeping with at night. Because you clearly, like, there's a whole issue here. You should have never inserted yourself in a family that was 10, 20, or 25 years in. No, because they already had an establishment. They already had things going. Maybe it wasn't the best of the best of the best, but things were pretty okay. But until this little Miss Princess came along and, you're 10 or 15 years younger than his other wives and stuff like that. Yeah, you're the fresh new puss on the block and he wants to sure dig in your hole every fucking night and wants to be with you. And you make him feel young and nice again, because he has this young bitch on his side. That's what it was. And that's what it is. And that's what it still is. Because if you look at Robin from back then till now, it's just like, whoa. Okay. But, yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, I'm just really annoyed with that. Now, what really hurt me, and I know we talked about this briefly the other day, what really hurt me was how he treated Meri. Now, the fact that you're trying to get out of it and make up an excuse about, oh, you're watching the kids. Really? Really? So for you to talk to Robin about it and for Robin to probably tell you, yes, go, or probably to give you advice or whatever the case may be, you listen to your wife and you go to dinner with Meri to just belittle this person, to make her feel so useless and worthless. You are a disgusting person. You are so disgusting. You could have just told her from the very beginning that, hey, I don't see our marriage working out. Even if he kept a promise and, so far are moving forward with his promise and things like that, and it just didn't work out for her or for him or whatever, you should have told her whenever you had that feeling, he should have told her, hey, I need to have a sit down conversation with Meri. I need to tell her how I feel. And I think it would be fair to her to let her know this is how I'm feeling. So I'm not, dragging her along. But no, you didn't. Yes, there were signs, but she still had hope because that's all she knew from the age of 19 and moving forward. That's all she knew. So for him to say to her, oh, I don't even know why you're calling to say happy anniversary. And are you serious? How fucking rude can you be and disrespectful can you be? But I'm pretty sure he would feel weird if, Janelle didn't call him on their anniversary and whatever. Like, come on. It's a double fucking standard here. And it's just like, whew. But, like I said, I really wanted to give her a hug because you can see the tears in her eyes and her eyes getting very glassy. That, she is hurting. She is really hurting. This person is really hurting her. And all she ever wanted was just to try to make her relationship work. But you just like, oh, I don't really care about Meri. I don't really care why she's still in Flagstaff. I don't know why she's here at this, that, and the third. Come the fuck on. Anyways, in the next episode, I'm very pleased that Meri is going to make that decision for herself. and be like, yep, I'm making some changes, and these changes don't involve you, and I'm done. And I really hope that this day and age, the current time right now that we're in, I really hope that she is with somebody. I really hope that she is happy and that she sees herself as being worthy, being capable of being loved, wanted, trusted, you know, sexually, physically, mentally, everything. She deserves that because she is still a person. At the end of the day, she is still a person. And this is what kind of pisses me off with Janelle and Christine as well, because Meri is still a person. You know, fuck all the shit that, you know, this person has done or whatever the case may be. She's still a person, and they are not fucking perfect. They are not perfect in this world, and they have so much hate and animosity and, oh, I don't care to have a conversation with Meri, and no, I'm not gonna have a good conversation with Meri. Like, put your bullshit to the side and understand that she is a woman. She has been around you guys for 30 something years, and she is still a fucking person who has fucking feelings. But yeah, that's my thoughts, and I'm going to leave it there. And until next time's episode.
So that's it for Sister Wives for this week. So yeah, we're gonna keep this short again, you know, we normally do. But we are again on all of your favorite podcast apps, and you can rate and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We greatly appreciate that. That helps with our growth. And again, you can also find us on YouTube at Reality Tea Times 2, and you can subscribe, like, comment. We would love that as well. And yeah, you can connect with us on Facebook at Reality Tea Times 2, on Instagram and Threads at Reality Tea Times 2 podcast. And you can email us at realityteatimes2@hotmail.com. And I think that's basically it for this episode of Sister Wives. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks. Bye.